With me now is GB hockey player Tess Howard, who's also founder of Inclusive Sportswear, an organisation which advocates for more inclusivity in sports kit. So tell me about your experience, because I can understand that you were injured because of sports kit.
Well, I ruptured my ACL before the Tokyo Olympics, actually 100 days, which was hard. Whether or not I know that was to do with my footwear, is all a big question. But what I did over that time, those 12 months out of my game, was to go into the research into why sports kit is such a barrier for girls in schools, particularly looking at the gendered uniforms, the impractical uniforms. And what I found was so alarming that I had to do something about it and relate it to my own sport.
And so what in particular do you find alarming?
Well, we train in shorts every day, but we play matches in skirts with small shorts underneath. And for me, I had been uncomfortable in a skirt ever since I was a child, since I started playing hockey. But I never knew I had a choice. I never knew that I could do something about it. And when I conducted my research, I found that it wasn't just me, that over 70% of women had seen girls drop out of sport because of sports kit and body image concerns. I published my research last March, and I knew that I had to do something at the top of my game. And we changed the policy. So,
so you've mentioned hockey, and we know that historically with football boots, they discovered that actually that they were also contributing to injuries for women, and they started to change those. But what other sports have got kit that sort of puts people off or is more difficult to use?
It's so funny because when you open the can of worms, it all comes out. So, bowlers in cricket, whether they've got women's fit shirts or not, depending on, they have muscles. So, their shirts are too tight. In hockey, our skirts were compression skirts, so we didn't have the movement. Same with the low cut vest tops. In gymnastics, you get deducted points if your leotard slips. You can't move it. So many different aspects that we talk about. What is going to enable participation, performance in sport? And I think what we're looking at now is that, okay, it's performance at the elite level that's being affected. And that's what I found. Being able to wear shorts the last 6 months in hockey after we changed the policy has radically improved my performance at the elite game.
And so the report concluded there's talks about systemic gender inequality, research still overwhelmingly conducted by men looking at issues affecting men. Do you think it's starting to change now?
I think the narrative is here now, the conversation. I would question how much research and development is going in by brands. I think they don't really believe that the market's there and that it needs to change, because we have so often just said yes to things. However, I do feel like because the conversation is changing, and particularly when we look at it from a public health aspect, we're talking about keeping girls in sport from an activity health standard, I think there you see a bit of change. Because remember, what we're trying to do, keep girls in sport. And I think that's where the stories, everybody's individual stories comes out, and then you can see change. It's brilliant that they call it systemic, because I've always said body image concerns are not a systemic girl issue. It's a systemic issue about inclusion, about how we treat girls.
Tess Howard, thank you very much indeed for coming to talk to us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.